BoardPacks is an amazing product. It's used globally, and in South Africa companies like to have a very high level of governance, and what BoardPacks provides is an electronic solution for administrators and for board members to be able to access their meeting papers and really fulfill a lot of tasks in agenda-led meetings. South Africa is quite a unique place. Our big companies really have to take governance seriously. What BoardPacks offers boards of companies is a tool that can be used by board members and the administrators to efficiently distribute meeting papers, but at the same time it facilitates agenda-led meetings. So everything from the meeting itself and all of the documents that go along with agenda points, but also the ability to make decisions, manage your risks and follow procedures. In that way, BoardPacks is wonderfully versatile and is able to be applied to boards of all sizes. Education in South Africa is arguably the most important thing that we need to get right in the country in order for the country to prosper, not just for this generation, for generations to come. Recently, we've seen a lot of campaigning through the Fees Must Fall campaign about high prices of education. There are two elements that BoardPacks can really help with. One is in the efficiency and the distribution of meeting papers, not only at a board level for these institutions, but for faculties. They all have meetings, they all need to make decisions. This is predominantly a very paper-orientated area, and by moving to the electronic medium we can really start to reduce costs for these institutions, thereby keeping fees low for the students ultimately. The second area that is vitally important is about transparency and good governance. These institutions are what really are going to help many South Africans in the future. We need to make sure that they are well run and well governed. It's very important from an African context that South African companies are well governed. The reason I say that is that a lot of companies and markets internationally are seeing Africa as the next big growth market. A lot of companies and organizations will look to South Africa and the institutions already there to launchpad their growth and their strategy into the African market. It's therefore very important for South African companies to have good governance and transparency in their organization so that they can find willing partners from the international market to assist them with that growth. A lot of South African companies already have a footprint, so we want to make sure that the right partners can be put together, and those partnerships are looking for good governance, a company that's well run, and one that manages its bottom line very well. In Africa, a lot of companies and a lot of overseas markets see Africa as the next big growth market. This is important for South African companies because a lot of those organizations internationally will look at South African institutions to see how they can move their strategy into Africa forward. For organizations in South Africa, it's therefore vitally important to have good governance and ensure that their organizations are run well and transparent. BoardPacks really is a facilitator to this. It enables boards to be efficient in their meeting management process, but also be able to document all of the meetings that they've had, the decisions that they've had, and to be transparent as an organization. This is important then to the international organizations who are looking for a partner in South Africa for their African expansion strategy, and a company in South Africa that can demonstrate transparency and good governance will be able to find a good partner that they can then work together on an African strategy. We've already seen through the popularity of electronic board portals such as BoardPacks that there's been greater transparency and greater governance at a board level and at subcommittee level. But what we are now starting to see is that there's a greater requirement for organizations to have greater transparency throughout their organization, and of course to be efficient in the way that they run themselves. eShare, who produces the BoardPacks product, has recently released the BoardPacks 365 product, and this enables organizations of all sizes to have an electronic solution to run their agenda-led meetings. So not only are we seeing boards and subcommittees, we're starting to see project management teams, sales teams, really anybody who's having an agenda-led meeting adopt the solution so that they can have better better efficiency in their solution, but at the same time provide transparency to, let's say, their managers who might be out of location at that time. BoardPacks 365 was really developed for organizations who may not have had such a big governance budget as larger businesses who would typically use a board portal for their company board and their subcommittees. So for small organizations, they can now access the same functionality and solution so that they can also demonstrate good governance and transparency through their organization. There's another key benefit, is that this solution through the Office 365 platform can also be used for other meetings beyond the boardroom. So starting to see project management teams, sales teams, and other departments having the ability to utilize this solution so they have a record of discussions that have occurred, and to create a good transparency throughout the organization, not just at a board level.